Hey, do you know what this is? It's a cold open. Get it? Cold open? Hello, welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm Zeta Kai, your host for this episode. And this time we're going to be looking at the master grade Sinanju Stein version Katoki, or Ver-Ka as it's known. And in this video, we're going to take a comprehensive look at the master grade model kit. I'll show you all of the gimmicks, the features, what it's like to build it, anything to kind of watch out for as you build it, and whether it's worth your money. But first, let's talk a little bit about the mobile suit itself. The Sinanju Stein was developed by Anaheim Electronics for the Earth Federation forces. Actually, it was designed for full frontal. Shh, don't tell anyone. And is the predecessor unit for the Sinanju that we all know and love from Gundam Unicorn. The Stein is a development mule, very utilitarian, as you can see by the color scheme, and two of these units were made in preparation for the Sinanju. One of them was turned into the Sinanju, and the other one appeared in narrative. It's a bit of a retcon mobile suit design, but it's pretty great. Now, the Sinanju Stein is kind of a lot different than the Sinanju. The Sinanju I would refer to as like the Ferrari. It's all sensuous curves and voluptuous over-the-top proportions, and the Stein is more like an R34 Skyline. It has a purpose, and it hits it perfectly. So let's take a look at this model kit. We'll see some of the details as we go over some of these. You'll see that there are a lot of stacked armor pieces here, a lot of intricate details. This is a very sharp-looking mobile suit. It would benefit a lot from a little bit of panel lining. I didn't do anything to mine straight out of the box. But some of that white could be really picked up by some gray panel lining. But as you can see, it is just full, chock full of surface detail. Even the backpack back here is very intricate. It's nice to have the molded red here. You get the molded blue. It's kind of that unicorn foot blue. It has some bad nub marks, but really they're the only ones on the entire kit. I denubbed this very lazily, and it doesn't really show. You get a bone white for a lot of the armor, but the propellant tanks here are a brilliant white. You get a dark gray for the inner frame, and you get some other gray and clear pieces here and there. It is a beautiful mobile suit. And we'll get into those beauties later. I'll show you some beauty shots of the kit in action. But first, I'm going to talk a little bit about proportions. Now, this is a version Katoki, and a lot of it is made of version Katokis being all leg. And so here on the right, you'll see a typical tall human male, and on the left, the Sinanju Stein. And what I want you to take note of is the number of heads that make up the Sinanju Stein. There's 9 of them. Now, you might say, yes, the Sinanju Stein has a very small head compared to a human, but this is the key point here. The Sinanju Stein's torso is about 2.5 heads tall, and a typical human is 3.25, 3.5 heads tall. All of the height from the Sinanju Stein comes in the legs. It is very disproportionately leggy. Now, I don't think that's a really bad thing. I actually like the look of it, but I can see where those critiques come from, and they're warranted. It's very, very long-legged. Now let's talk about the construction of this kit. You get a couple stickers in this kit. 2 are right here on the eyes. Actually, it's 1 that make up the 2 eyes. I don't know what I'm saying. And they work really well. The other one's here on below the chin. There's a white piece. You can kind of see it folded over. It's kind of annoying, but it works okay. There's one other sticker I'll show you later. The only build note that I have is these parts right here, these little vents for the legs, where the part is attached to the runner, the little sprue there that's going to become the nub. Be very gentle when cleaning that nub up because those vents are very thin-walled. The plastic on there is very, very thin. But other than that, there's nothing to watch out for on this kit. And I just wanted to take a moment just to show you how beautiful this inner frame of the knee is. Maybe it's because I've been building a lot of high grades, but I was really struck with the detailed moving mechanism of the inner frame of this kit. It's a very, very good kit. It's complex, but it's very simple. The build process is a joy. If you like building Gunpla and you want to have some joy in your life, make sure you check out CanadianGundam.com. That's the sponsor for this video. They supplied us with this kit. We have a coupon code. It's Network10. Legend has it that when the snow flies from the north, it brings along with it Gunpla kits from Canadian Gundam. They offer flat rate shipping, private warehouses, and are continually replenishing their stock of kits, supplies, and everything you need to enjoy the hobby. That's CanadianGundam.com. Back to the review. Let's take a look at articulation. Articulation on this kit is very, very good. It's above average, I would say. So the head wiggles around. It's a double ball joint system. You can actually spin it 360 degrees inside the collar. The shoulders have this nice piece on them, an interesting joint here that allows you a lot of movement and mobility in the shoulders. And they will spin 360 degrees, no impediments there. The elbows are super nice, full 180 bend, and the back sides have these nice exposed little hydraulics in there. The shoulder flap moves up, the shoulders move up, and you can lift the arm up about this much on the universal joint there. It has a bicep swivel, it has a cool folding out gauntlet for the beam saber storage, this awesome little twisting wrist piece that helps out so much in poses, and you get the 3.0 hands. These are kind of the real grade style hands, the multi-injection runners. Love them or hate them, that's what you get with this kit. The torso doesn't have a whole lot of mobility, probably because it is so small in relation to the rest of the kit. That Katoki design inhibits a lot of the crunch of the torso, although you do get a full 360 degree spin on the ball joint there. The hatch opening gimmick works very well. Pull it out, pop it up, flip this little piece down, and inside you have a little seated full frontal, now that he has taken possession of the Sinanju Stein. The skirt armor all gets out of the way very well. The hip has this really cool joint here. A lot of modern master grades have it. It'll slide back and forth. It kind of has these little detents at the forward and back position to kind of keep it locked in, the furthest forward and furthest back points. It's much appreciated, and it's a little detail that really helps. You can kick quite a ways forward and quite a ways back with the skirt armor getting out of your way. And that knee, oh, so beautiful. I love this knee joint. There's just something about master grade knees that do this that I just love. And you get a 480 degrees there. You get the pop out thruster unit just like on the Sinanju. It's a little more simple than the Sinanju's design, but it works, does the same things. Gigantic spread at the hips and a lot of ankle rocker mobility to take advantage of that. In fact, the feet have a lot of different articulation points and this really cool moving armor piece. So you have a lot of options with the feet. Little pop-out thruster on the back, and the backpack does all kinds of neat little wiggly stuff here. Ball joints and thrusters and double arms for the shoulder booster packs, whatever. I will say that this Sinanju Stein does not use any ABS plastic on the inner frame. It's all polystyrene. However, doing the little shake test here, it holds together pretty well. I am a little concerned that over time it's going to lose some of its sturdiness, but that's the trade-off for the polystyrene inner frame that's a little easier to paint than the ABS plastic used on the Sinanju Ka. So let's look at some of the accessories. You get the bazooka, the high beam rifle, action-based clip, full frontal, beam saber blades and hilts, a shield, and a little sheet of foil stickers. Let's look at them one by one. So first of all, the bazooka. Now the bazooka has an interesting history. This particular bazooka was not found on the Sinanju Ka. You could buy it as an add-on from a Gundam Ace magazine, and then later, in this kit, it was included with the Sinanju Stein. After the Sinanju Stein was released, the Sinanju OVA version included this bazooka and the little extra attachment points to attach the beam rifle from the standard Sinanju onto the bazooka. You cannot do that with the Sinanju Stein. Speaking of the beam rifle, let's take a look at it. This is the high beam rifle, and it's appropriately named. It reminds me of the High Nu Gundam, and I love the design of this particular beam rifle. I think it's very unique. I like the white housing on it. The inside of that has a lot of detail on the inside that you could paint, do battle damage or whatever, and of course the little newt part of the front of the gun. It is a really, really cool accessory. There's the other sticker I was talking about, that little gray one. Works fine. It's a great little sticker. No problems there. Here is the sticker sheet. Again, this is it. These are all the stickers other than the water slides, and they all work pretty well. That chin piece is a little annoying, but you don't really notice it. Action-based connector, a standard for any master grade kit. A little mini standing full frontal, so he can be posed next to his amazing mobile suits. Next up, let's take a look at the beam saber blades and hilts. Very nice, simple affairs. The handles on the hilts have little tabs that pop out, and the hands also have tabs and slots, and they kind of mate very well together. That is the same on the rifle and the bazooka as well, so everything is held very well. The shield is really cool looking. Has a nice cannon on the bottom, a couple rockets, and a little bit more of a simple design, a lot more angular, as is everything about the Sinanju Stein. The Sinanju is all curves and flowiness, and the Sinanju Stein has all of that and just hammered with a slide roller, it seems. Before I forget, you do get a sheet of water slides with this kit. Also, another thing that kind of is standard for version Katoki master grades, and something that ought to be included in every master grade, in my personal opinion. A hallmark of version Katoki master grades is not only the water slides, but the immense amount of decals. As you can see here, there are well over 100 of these tiny little stickers and water slides you can put on your kit to take it to the next level, if you're so inclined. So let's take a look at these accessories. Here's the shield. The shield's really cool because it's not simply a defensive accessory, but it's also an offensive one with the cannon and rockets. It clips onto the arm nicely. It's very secure, stable. It'll spin 360 degrees on the little clip that it has. And you can really pull off some really nice, impressive poses with it. The thing about the Stein is the design is so kind of basic that the accessories really are necessary to take it to the next level. Much like that R34, Skyline looks so much better with a big old spoiler on the back. The Sinanju Stein looks so much better with his big old accessories. But it looks the best with what these beam sabers can do. That's right, pop out those little gauntlets, slide in the beam saber hilts, and you have some beam tonfas, really showcasing the lineage between the Sinanju and the Unicorn. And these are super fun accessories to play around with and really add to some impressive posing for the Sinanju Stein. An accessory that's not quite as much fun is the Bazooka. The Bazooka looks great, and in certain poses you can get it to hold it very securely because of the tab system. However, it's a chore to get it to hold it. And these two poses are the best I could pull off, and it took a long time to get those into place. The Bazooka looks good, but it really looks the best with the beam rifle attached to it like the Sinanju. One accessory that is not disappointing in the slightest is this high beam rifle. Man, is it impressive. Like I said, this accessory adds to the look of the Sinanju Stein so much, like balances it out and makes it look so impressive and intimidating. And the arm has no problem holding it up. I had no issues holding the high beam rifle at any point. And in fact, it's been in that pose for about a week now and hasn't sagged at all. So kudos to the engineering of that and the faith in the polystyrene. The accessories just look so good and make the Sinanju look that much better. I can't get enough of the high beam rifle and the beam tonfas. The Bazooka can be stored on the back skirt armor. I didn't record anything for that, I apologize. It does not work that great. I have to say the Bazooka is kind of disappointing. Use it on your Sinanju if you have one. Let's not forget that action-based connector. Once you get the Sinanju Stein up in the air, you can pull off some more poses. And again, the solidity of the kit helps it to hold its poses very well. And adding to that is the amazing articulation in this kit for such a tall, long, lanky, kind of bulky suit. It actually moves around quite well and can be very expressive and very dynamic in its different poses. You know, to be honest, I'd never thought that I was going to like the Stein nearly as much as I enjoy the Sinanju. But the more I played around with this kit and the more I put it into poses, the more I realized I really like this kit. It's a solid kit. I don't think that I would put it in my top 3 master grades of all time. That's my personal preference. If you think it should be in your top 3, you're going to really enjoy the Gunpla Network's top 10 master grades of all time list, as noted by the founder, Danik. Now, I don't have my master grade Sinanju to compare this with, so let's take a look with some other master grades. So here's the master grade RX-78 to 2.0, quite a bit taller. And you can really see the proportional difference here. Look at the difference between the legs in the RX-78 and the legs of the Sinanju Stein. I mean, the legs of the Stein are almost as tall as the entire mobile suit. Let's compare it to one other forced in Unicorn kit, the master grade Fenix. This is in the Unicorn version. Once it gets into its destroy mode, it's just about the same height as the Stein, but I don't feel like transforming it, to be honest. Here's the high-grade Universal Century Sinanju Stein narrative version. A lot grayer than the Stein, and with one more ace up its sleeve that the Stein is very jealous about, and that is the weapons. The Stein cannot combine its beam rifle and bazooka, so it's jealous of the NT. Zoltan would be happy. He loves it when people are jealous. So who's this kit for? Well, at 7,000 yen, it is rather pricey. However, as I kind of hinted at before, it's a relatively straightforward, actually simple build. The build process is enjoyable from start to finish. I actually think this is a good master grade for beginners. The only thing that people really have a problem with and that could be concerning is the real grade style hands, those 3.0 style hands. They're annoying, they're finicky, they never look as great as you think they're gonna look. But other than that, and the bazooka not working so great, those two things aside, this kit is nearly flawless. Everything about it works as advertised, and the cleanup process with all the white plastics and the grays, with the exception of the dark blue on the backpack, everything in the cleanup process would be very easy, not a lot of stress marks or anything like that. I actually think if someone's looking to get into master grades who's built a lot of high grades, this would be a great kit to start out with. In fact, I would go so far as to say that this would be a good kit for someone to start as their first Gunpla ever. It's expensive, sure, but when you're done, it's such a fine-looking master grade with so many details. This is a really good master grade. Maybe not top 3 of all time. I mean, personally, my top 3 are Master Grade Red Zeta, Master Grade Gray Zeta, Master Grade Zeta 2.0. But that's just me. If you like the Sinanju Stein Verka, let us know in the comments down below. If you had any issues with it, let us know down below. Maybe you want to list your top 3 Master Grade builds of all time. We're always interested in looking at things like that. If you want to stay up to date for everything in the world of Gunpla and continue to watch really cool reviews of awesome model kits like this, make sure you're subscribed to the Gunpla Network. As always, everyone, we encourage you to keep watching and keep on building.